Hello and welcome to our daily sketching routine. It is Saturday, November 9th, 2024, and today's topic will be the third part of the Sketching a Guitar trilogy, and it's going to be about the final details. And I don't want to move the sketchbook because I have this in camera here. But yeah, welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're new. I sketch and post every day, and I start 5-minute, and I use 5-minute timers. I'm going to start one right now. And that's to build a daily sketching habit and focus. I'll put a link in the description. As I just said, this is the third part, and the other videos were from the past couple of days, but I'll put a link in the description. And I mean, it's been a real journey, and I'll put a little picture here of the before, at least the photo that I took before I got this far. But yeah, you can watch the process, like the process of it. And yeah, I mean, it's a big difference. But I'll talk about that once I get kind of warmed up here, have some coffee. But yeah, it's nice to be able to take a photo and kind of see the steps. But basically, I used the thumbnails, the plan, and then yeah, I wanted to talk about this part. It took about 3 hours total to get this far, but maybe the first hour I was just kind of going off of the previous video and just kind of using the thumbnail, the value study, just to kind of, like, the first hour didn't have to think about it too much. And then the second hour, like, the main thing was to develop the picture without messing up like the pattern and like the planning and stuff. And then at that point, because there was planning involved and thought put into it, it wasn't overworked. It was good. Like, this picture isn't overworked. Like, I feel really happy about it. But what happened was, then it's good to step away and then like kind of come back for like about another hour, like on and off, to kind of look at it with fresh eyes and add like the final kind of details. And then, in fact, it was good to get some sleep, which I did. And now that I open up this page again, like, I'm good with it. I'm not gonna mess with it. So that's a good feeling. But that's like the whole point of it, is to be able to feel good about each stage. I mean, sometimes you have to fix mistakes, but it's really not that fun. And it's not always going to go smoothly, but when it does, it's nice. It's thankful for it. I did start some color studies, and in this video I'll do another one. I have like an idea. But first, let me zoom in, let you see the kind of the line work. And so in yesterday's video, I talked about some of the cross hatching and stuff. And I mean, I have a lot of demos, but if you want to check this out. And it's about being, well, obviously it's about practice, but just being methodical, and sometimes it's good to fit this back in here. It's good to, I mean, all my videos, the purpose of it is to just show my process. I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so it's just pure sketching and drawing. And then if I have questions, then I just work on it and just kind of share my experience. And the reason I do that is because I want people to sketch. I want them to be able to draw, because I wanted to when I started out. And yeah, I just feel like I want to kind of give back, but like I have other projects that if this helps me to do tell my story better. So that's 5 minutes. I'll start another one. Then that's good. I mean, but yeah, I mean, I think drawing should be for everybody. So let's talk about some of these color studies. So I mean, maybe I can get a sponsorship from Papermate, but I just use Papermate. I like these pens. I mean, part of it is because I've been using them, and I just kind of like to stick with something until I really master it. The other thing is, like, it looks good on this paper. Like, it doesn't really bleed through a whole lot, and it's like, I just like the way it looks. Now, I do have some Sharpie markers that it does bleed through, so I'm not going to use it on this page because I'm kind of picky about that. But if I were to use it like on a blank page, that's okay. But like you can see, like, I don't want to have like a splotch right here of different markers. So yeah, I have an idea for just kind of a fun little, it will be a thumbnail, but like of a person like playing the guitar, just to play around with. Yeah, let me zoom in on this. But yeah, it's just these color pens. I picked up a few more, and I had some Sharpies I'll use in another video. And I just put down the colors that I used, and there wasn't really any real plan to it. It's just whatever. But on this one, I won't make this video too long, but I did want to show you this part, and then also where I ended up with the, I mean, it's more than a sketch at this point, it's an illustration. But at some point, if I make it available as a, like maybe a print or like a sketchbook, if I make one, then yeah, I'll let you know. But that's on my mind. I mean, that's at the back of my mind when I work on these things. So yeah, right here. So for this, I'll still keep it a color study, but just kind of wanted to play around with using color. And there's a video called, I think, something about color sketches, textures, that kind of went over this. So the idea is that just to use a light color to sketch out like proportions. So it could be anything, but like maybe something kind of light that you could incorporate into the picture. And it is a thumbnail, so it's not like real important, but it's something to do. So for example, I wanted someone to play the guitar. So I'm going to figure out the proportion. So I want it to fit. I want to do like the whole figure. Now these studies can be good because you won't get lost in the details, and then you can expand it. So as far as the setting it, constructing the figure, so I have the person sitting and maybe kind of at a somewhat of a 3/4, just so I can kind of stick with the perspective of the guitar, and just set up the construction here. So the guitar will be here. Now sometimes it just depends on what you're doing. I wanted the figure to fit in here. Sometimes you might want to start with the guitar, but I'm better at but in this case I wanted to start with the figure because I wanted it to fit. But yeah, I'm getting better at the proportion of the guitar, which is good. So you can use this to kind of set up the figure. And then once you have your idea, I mean, you can look up reference to add details, but at least it'll be your idea, your sketch. Just gonna do a simple chair. So that's 5 minutes. I'll start another one. And then maybe for the lighting, I'm just gonna stick with kind of what I had, which is shadow coming off of this side. Well, I'll even kind of use the composition. It's not bad. And that's the cool thing about doing these studies, because you can kind of replicate the lighting because you had already studied it, so you kind of know. So I can throw a shadow over here. Since I had already studied that a bit. So yeah, pick kind of a light color to do this. And then going off of some of the value study and also the color studies, you can get an idea of which colors look good. So you can start to outline or define some of the guitar, this kind of thing. And just use the stuff that you learned about the lighting and stuff. Kind of like this. I'm gonna go with, it's good to kind of give yourself a note about the color that you used. As far as how to pick colors, I mean, that's why it's good to do these little color studies, because there's not one way, because it depends on the light. and it depends on the mood. What was the other one? I think there's the other color. So just play around with it. The main thing is to kind of have a plan, like how to build up the colors. I'm going to go with something kind of bluish. But one thing is to just experiment with, see how it gets darker, and just kind of gradually build up the dark areas to kind of see, first of all, like what the medium that you're using, like how it works. And then yeah, just letting the medium kind of help you. So for example, if this is supposed to be blue jeans, I can just start to add like color, because I mean, you know that blue jeans are going to be blue, but I mean, depending on the lighting, there's not going to be like one color of blue. It can be different. And then you don't have to use it like all over. Yeah, and just kind of build it up this way and start to develop the picture. So that's 5 minutes. I'll start another one and kind of wrap up this video. I feel like between this one and the previous 2 videos, I mean, it's a lot. And yeah, let me know if you sketched a guitar, or if you have questions, or if you sketched something else, or whatever. Like for me, I'm just gonna kind of take a break from doing this kind of sketch, maybe work on like my world building and stuff, and organize. But one thing for me is just to have like a system where I can improve things. But ultimately with art, it's not just about a system. I mean, it's about expressing your ideas. So I'm using gray, which is kind of cool to use. But yeah, I mean, even in a little thumbnail, you can have a lot of information and learn a lot of things. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for tomorrow, but yeah, thanks for joining me today. And if you like the videos, if you found it helpful, then please support the channel, and I always appreciate that. And until next time, keep on sketching.